How do I start my day? That if you could win the morning, you could win the day. The first thing I do when I wake up is I recall my dreams. It's all about the power of your dreams to be able to transform your life, and how some of the most amazing inventions, scientific breakthroughs, literature, music came from your dreams, because it's when you're dreaming is that you're actually processing and integrating and working on solutions, your subconscious mind, to the things that you're focusing on during the daytime. But most people forget their dreams. After that, I get out of bed and I make the bed. Okay, and now this is something that is obvious that most of you do, but if you don't do it, take 2 minutes and make your bed, because that's a success habit, right? If we're talking about positive momentum, the science of momentum, getting things done, checking things off, doing it with excellence, then make your bed. It's worth the 1 or 2 minutes, because again, how you do anything is how you do everything. And to have a good check mark on something like making your bed is very powerful, because it teaches you to be able to do something really well in excellence like they do in the military. And the other benefit is when you come back at the end of the day and you're doing your nighttime routines, which we'll talk about in another episode, you come back to success. You come back to your bed already made. And who doesn't like your bed to be messy anyway? Who doesn't want that? A clean bed. After that, what I'll do is I'll go into the kitchen and I'll have a tall glass of water, because we use a lot of water and most of us are very dehydrated at night. Then what I do is I do my breathing, right? I'm thinking about the things I'm focusing on here. I'm thinking about excellence. I'm thinking about hydration. I'm thinking about oxygen. And so years ago, about 5 years ago, I got to share the stage and then also interview Wim Hof, and some of you know him as the Iceman. Whatever your breathing technique is, I focus on breathing. So whether it's box breathing or alpha breathing, whether it's Wim Hof's method, I do a breathing technique because I want to fully oxygenate my body and my brain, which is obviously part of my body also as well. I do my meditation in the morning and also later in the afternoon or evening, sometimes before I go to bed, but I always do an early morning meditation. I do it for about 20 minutes. And again, this is an episode for another time, but mindfulness is so important. So I want to have a clear mind as I enter the day. And so meditation puts me in that space. 15, 20 minutes. Some of you use Headspace app. Some of you use the Muse device, use some kind of technology. I meditate then. From there, I do 1 or 2 minutes of just movement. And this could be different. It could be calisthenics, it could be burpees, but I just want to get into my body after I meditate. And so I move my body pretty intensely for a couple minutes. And if I'm in a hotel room, maybe I'm just doing jumping jacks, but I'm doing crunches for 2 minutes straight. I'm just waking my body. That is not my exercise for the day. It's just for me to get my heart rate beating and getting some movement in my body. My exercise for me personally, I do it later in the afternoon. From there, I take a shower, and it's cold shower, and I do believe in cold therapy. It works for me. It helps me to reset my nervous system. You know that if somebody, and I do this a lot when I'm doing Instagram Live, I often do it on my way to cryotherapy, which is a chamber you walk into at negative 240 degrees and so on. Ice baths are very powerful because it helps, like if you hit your knee, you put ice on it to reduce swelling and inflammation. Cold therapy is a very powerful way of resetting your nervous system and reducing inflammation. So I take a cold shower. When I get out, I go through my normal routine, right, of shaving and brushing my teeth, all that good stuff. And I'm a big believer in journaling. I've been doing it since I've been in college. And I feel like some of the most amazing thinkers of our time and in history, they journal and they keep diaries. I mean, you think about Edison, Einstein, Da Vinci. I mean, their journals are priceless, right? They do these studies with geniuses in different fields, and they find a high commonality that they journal, and they're trying to figure out, is it because they're geniuses that they journal, or is it because they're journaling and creating and making notes that's making them geniuses? That the act of reflection and note making actually has helped stimulating them to succeed. So it's something to think about, but I journal. From there, right from journaling, since I'm writing, and I like writing, there's a lot of studies saying that handwriting is better than actually typing. Then since I'm writing already, I'm going to my to-do list. And we all have most of us have an ongoing to-do list of things that we need to get done. For me, the big thing is I just want to be able to accomplish, as a total win, 3 things for work and 3 things personally. And they don't have to be all epic big things, but I just feel like that if I could get 3 of my work goals done on my to-do list and 3 of my personal things to do, then it's been a great day. It's like your champagne moment when you're looking back at the end of the day saying, yes, today was a great day. Today I crushed it. Today I won. And in addition to my to-do list, I also have a to feel list, because I feel like a lot of our who we are is our states and emotions. And I think I don't want it to be just where I happen to feel a certain way by accident. It's by its design. It's the metaphor I always talk about, the difference between a thermometer and a thermostat. A thermometer reacts to the environment. And I feel like sometimes if I act like a thermometer, I'm just going to react to everything that's going on in my world. And I just might have some good positive states, as opposed to being a thermostat where I set in advance a standard, a goal, for my to feel list, certain feelings I want to feel throughout the day, so I could design it that way. To feel love, to feel curious, to feel bewilderment, right? Connection, gratitude. I also have, besides a to-do list and a to-feel list, I also look at my to-be list. Like, who do I want to be today? And, do I want to be a good partner? Do I want to be a good friend and a good leader, a good teacher, a good coach? I feel into what I want to be that day. Because it's not just about, it's kind of cliche, but there's a truth to it. We're not human doings, right? We're human beings. So who do I want to be today? From there, if I have time, I'll make time for the things that are most important, is I read. I read for about 20, 30 minutes. And for most of you, you could actually finish one book a week just by reading 30 minutes a day, but you have to schedule it to be able to do it. So after I do my reading, then I go and I make my brain smoothie. And when I'm done with that smoothie, I go through my brain training. So after I do certain brain trainings, which are all in our programs, then I really start my day. But I really focus on my most difficult, important tasks. And the reason, again, why I do this, really managing the first hour of my day, is usually a time that you can control and influence the most. It's really what the morning really is set up to do, is to be able to set yourself up to win and have so much momentum. And then you could check your phone and your email and everything, but you're in a strong, resilient state, and you have positive momentum, and you have a few things that are very important that you've already checked off your list. And then you could come back and celebrate at the end of the day. And people will ask, how was your day? And you're like, wow, I won today. I really crushed it today. And it's all because, you managed the first hour of your day.